Full reactions are on Patreon, or if you want, you can pull up your copy of Avatar The Last Airbender, live action, episode 1, Aang, and press play on it when I press play when the timer reaches 0. I've not been hearing the nicest things about this show. I'm not surprised, but oh no. I'm probably only gonna watch an episode or two. I got at least give it a shot. I have too many actual good TV shows to watch to waste my time on a bad one, so we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a chance. Avatar The Last Airbender is one of my favorite shows of all time. And it being bad sounds super duper lame to me. I already had to deal with that once. Probably. No, I'm not sure. Okay, fine. It's crazy! Oh, that looked painful. I guess it wasn't that bad. Look, I'll give it to you. It looks cooler than it did in the Shyamalan movie. But that's a low bar. That's supposed to be the waterbending scroll? There's no subtitles. Oh, wait, start a war? What? This, this is present day, right? We're not 100 years in the past, so what? Okay. Fire doesn't suck this much! What? Like, this guy's just tanking multiple blasts. You know how most people avoided being burned alive in the animated show? They didn't get hit! This is 100 years ago. I mean, I get that you're doing your big villain moment, but like, why are you telling him this? This is Sozin, right? This isn't his deal. This is more of an Azula deal. Like, Sozin was a bastard, but he wasn't this kind of bastard. Yeah. Why, you gotta kill them all. Yeah. I mean, like, don't, yeah, Sozin a bastard. I'm not arguing that he's a nice guy or anything like that, but he didn't seem like the torture type or, that just burn someone alive just for kicks type. Like, I could totally see, like, executing someone, killing them, whatever. But, like, that was just completely unnecessary. That looked pretty cool. A 10-year-old boy! Nah, it makes sense, but it's still funny. I just think it's funny that if his plan had worked, the Avatar, he would have been born in the Water Tribe. It would have, he would have been dealing with the Avatar way sooner. Alright, I like the title card, and the intro's pretty good. Yeah, I'm not worried about set pieces in this show, and I'm generally not worried about acting. I'm kind of expecting writing and the fact that the special effects can't possibly work in grand scale in the same way you could do animation. Is also kind of doing the same thing that some anime adaptations in my opinion get wrong, is sometimes these outfits are great for animation. They look a little goofy in live action. And I do not mean just give it a muted color tone. That's not what I mean at all. I mean completely redesign the outfits. But you get fans who be like, it's not faithful to the source material, blah 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 blah. I think you can't be if you want to successfully adapt something. By this I mean that oftentimes the most important thing to get right if you're adapting something is the overall feel. And I think a lot of animation to live action adaptations focus too much on the designs of it instead of the writing factor. I'm willing to bet this is going to be much the same, just looking at what I'm seeing in front of me. Not to say this is horrible. I just think his outfit looks a little goofy, whereas in the animation it was totally fine, but it was just indicative of to come to me. 7:33 and 3, 2, 1, go. I just said all that, but I actually kind of think Monkey Yatsu looks fine. I guess we're trying to make it more believable that the Fire Nation could wipe out all of the air nomads in one day. It's still kind of nonsense that nobody got away. There wasn't an airbender chilling somewhere just like out of town. They're nomads, like everybody was here. Okay, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Starting the timer at 10:17 and 3, 2, 1, go. Don't really mind yet, but I hope Gyatso has at least something resembling a sense of humor. He doesn't have to with these guys, cause serious meeting and all that, but there we go. There we go. A little bit. Okay. Another thing I'm generally worried about is all of the life being sucked out of the show for the sake of being serious. Super serious. I'm sitting here like some of the best live action shows of all time that had serious moments, had some hilarious shit happen. I mean, like, shouldn't it be like? I mean, granted, not for a real young kid, but for a 12-year-old, shouldn't the math be there? Shouldn't it just be logical? Like, wait a second, I was born 12 years ago. The Avatar disappeared 12 years ago. Alright, it's gotta be like, either me or like those kids are like, he would know he's on the list of possibles. There could only be a small subset that it would possibly be. Like, I'm not, maybe he's thinking there's a bunch of other kids at the other 3 temples, but even then he should know he's on the list at 12 years old. 11:23 and 3, 2, 1, go. I know, right? I'm being trained by the Avatar. Wouldn't it be great? Wait, if y'all already know that. Oh, wait, no, that was already known. Alright, this is a huge difference. generally not a big fan of seeing Gyatso, you know, in this form so early. Just from I'm trying storytelling wise. All right. I'm gonna try and leave alone the story changes for now until later, maybe because maybe I'll feel different. But seeing this effectively flashback episode feels weird to me. Motherfucker. So far, basically all we've had is story, and that worries me because you need to establish and lay groundwork for characters. Appa's amazing. All right. I might watch this whole show just to see more of Appa. It'd been great if we'd seen some of that. We also haven't seen the other kids reject him because of his destiny. And it was actually a more sad moment in the original him learning he was the Avatar because it was the council dropping it on him, a completely cold, distant thing. Undoubtedly, set piece wise, this show's beautiful so far. Are we gonna see the actual attack? Oh, come on! Is the comet already? Yeah, okay, the comet's up. I was like, they can't all do that. Nice. Yeah, it's bad in the original show too. How little it makes sense that they got them all. But whatever. Yeah, fire sucks. He's not even that hurt. Like he was down, sure, but like they're Sozin comet powered firebenders. It should be zoop done if you get hit. That's why you don't get hit. This also to me is kind of underselling the power of the comet. As we saw the wide sweeping fire, just blazes capable of being created by just a few capable firebenders in the finale of the animated show, the better show. So, are you gonna fight some? Are you gonna do a badass thing? We're gonna find where your skeleton was? Oh. Not a big fan of the fact that Aang didn't run away. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. That's what fire should be doing. Alright, alright. God, this episode's an hour long. How does it feel? How does this all feel rushed? Aww. Let's see Gyatso mow down a couple of these motherfuckers before he goes out, at least. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Damn it. I was hoping the fan theories from the original were right. The way he took down so many was by sucking the oxygen out of the air. Taking the air away. Sucking the oxygen out of the air. Hey, you were fighting like an earthbender there, Gyat, so stop trying to take it head on. Be like, I will punch this fire hard enough. Be the leaf. Look, Katara and Sokka do not have to work that hard to be better than they were in the Shyamalan movie. If they said nothing, they'd be better than they were in the Shyamalan movie. Did it feel weirdly quick to you guys? The transition there? Okay. Okay. That was I got what they were doing there, and it kinda worked, but it was also just super weird. Oh, is it like that? Oh yeah, I guess about duh. Yeah. Okay. To give credit to this show, I'm very happy that Sokka believes in the magic. I, he was weirdly dumb about a couple, like the basic factors of his world in the first couple episodes of the original. 23, 25, 3, 2, 1, go. This is way too serious of a conversation. Like you could input serious elements into it, but it was just too much exposition. Like just live and breathe, be the characters. You would only have this conversation because you're trying to impart information to viewers. No, I will. No, I will not apologize for being bitchy. Like, I haven't had my character development that would make this much easier yet! Ah! Where's Bato? Woo! Man, and you should have raced for it a lot quicker than that. Like, don't get me wrong, I know how this is gonna go, but like, same situation, you get that fucking boat quick, because even it would have sucked to go underwater and potentially put yourself at risk of frostbite, short term, but not having the boat's way worse. Alright. Even you can't art. Oh, that's kinda lame. Don't get me wrong, the fight in the original was over the top and kind of ridiculous too, but like there not being like a big anger moment for her here is pretty darn lame. His scar is way better than it was in the Shyamalan version. It's still not like as bad as it probably should be. It doesn't look like the disaster of the cartoon, but that's fine. A part of me kind of wants it to be like as bad as Two-Face in the Dark Knight. Where did he go? Alright, I do appreciate that you're trying to capture some of the Sokka energy with the sarcasm, but your delivery needs work, my friend. I'm feeling it, I get what you're doing. And it's actually not terrible writing either. But if it's the actual delivery. I mean, you should know what tattoos are, theoretically. Like, maybe not, I suppose. Surprised Gran wouldn't know that he was an airbender. Like, she's not supposed to be 100 years old. I'd a normal 60 to 80 range, right? I mean, yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Maybe if you could imply that she was just well studied or heard enough stories to put two and two together. But being that sure that quick surprises me. I really hope Dante Bosco and some of the other actors get cameos in this. Did they take off? Did they unbutton his shirt before? Why would they? Like, it was dry, so like warmth. Wouldn't you be a little interested? Like, it's not like you see someone dressed like that every day here. And it's a limited population. I'd be like, who is this strange boy following us out to our playtime? Like, I thought Sokka was yelling at Aang. Have you completely forgotten your training? Like, what? What? Just the way this was framed here. I just hated the way you ran over. 31 11 and 3 2 1 go. To be fair, they weren't interacting with him at all, buddy. It was weird. Aang should be a person of interest in this area. Who's Appa? What's Appa? Aang can't just fly like that. Let go of all earthly attachment. I guess we're not having any mystery around the bison actually being able to fly. As far as, Sokka's concerned. Long ago. Oh, wait, she's actually doing it. What? Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. I'll talk about not breaking that lightly at all. Like, him on the Fire Nation ship was just generally so much cooler. Gosh, you didn't break that easy at all. I mean, shoot. With those sideburns, you're probably doing pretty good. I would love a holy shit moment from the crew when they actually do find the Avatar here. Maybe Zuko was smart this whole time! We talked it all yet? You're pretty... Like, it's pretty crazy that as far as our character dynamic goes, we haven't spoken at all yet. And that Aang's not in denial at all about it? Really? These are important things! And no penguins! it seems like Aang's been robbed of the entire dynamic he should be establishing with Katara and Sokka at this point. Okay. These two I'm kind of loving so far. Like, these two might be the highlight of the show for me. Let's not forget cold. Very, very cold. It's all in the wrists. Okay. We're kind of just moving a later scene forward a little bit. That's fine. Why was I expecting her to drop the water on Aang's head by accident? Aww! It was one of the cooler scenes in the original, the hit them knowing they were there because of the soot. Are you just a fucking clairvoyant lady? There's knowing a lot, there's being old and wise, and there's just being able to read minds, lady. I mean, he just went to clear his head. To be fair, apparently, in this version, you would have been accurate in the original. Ooh, I like the gate. You're gonna get done as bad this time, Zuko. Half rocks. Too bad he's not Yzma. Turn him over now, and I'll burn this place to the ground. Don't you mean or? Fine. Turn him over now, or I'll burn this place to the ground. No, he didn't. He didn't. He's been here like half a day. There's been no lies. What? Okay. Neither of you are acting sensibly right now for, like, as much as you've interacted with. I guess Katara's closer. He lied to us! And all those conversations I've held with him! Maybe the one. A half conversation. Where's your boomerang, man? You have chosen poorly. Who's the guy who advised him there? Oh boy. Kinda like that Sokka's doing a little better here, but still clearly on the losing end of this fight. Ah, Zuko wouldn't put someone down like that. Are you gonna make the threat? The sucker punch factor. You're too young. To be fair, it's like my eco improves. Hell yeah, man. I kinda like Sokka. I think the acting could be better, but the actual way they're writing him's not half bad. Katara's been robbed of the larger aspects of her personality, so is Aang. I don't mind that Iroh went to talk to him here. It's an interesting concept. It was just kind of lazy how quickly this happened. But like we kind of skipped a scene here. It should be Zuko really here with him at this point. Like bigger character moment there. I actually do like the idea there. It's just execution that I'm annoyed with. Like, that could have been great. I love the smirk. Okay. He still is robbed of the larger aspects of his personality, but at least the personality is still there. You don't know Yip Yip. That scene got dropped in this version. That was important, though. Ooh, Zuko's quarters. Ooh, I like it. It's like dragon scale walls, like art style wise. Yang Chen. So he's been studying all of them. Oh, let this be a cool fight. This was the first really great fight in the original series. I don't think we've seen him use that at all yet. So they're not gonna fight in his quarters. That's okay, so long as we still get a cool fight. But it was a great spot for one, like enclosed area, fire extra dangerous. But that's fucking lame. First time we really got to see that Zuko wasn't just a chump, even if he did lose. Ooh. Aang, you're better at dodging than this. Don't start with your Gohan bullshit. Oh wait, I can fly! No avatar state? Dang it. I also like that that's one of the only times we see Iroh directly attack them. And I guess they didn't do it this time. I guess they've done more to establish a relationship that with Aang here, so it wouldn't make as much sense at this early stage. Hotheads is right there. Straight to the Fire Lord! We're gonna speed run this story! We'll kidnap Ty Lee and May! They at the Air Temple? What? Already? That's a fucking lot of ground covered in 2 seconds. It's not as bad as you not having already told them your fucking name, I suppose. We're doing better on pacing than that, but there are 8 episodes in this season, right? Roughly, we'll just say 44 minutes, probably, roughly. It's probably a little more than that based on here, but, like, there's not that much less time in this than in the original series for them to be jumping and pacing this much. This is a big deal. Shouldn't be just tacked on to the end of the first episode. Yeah, and like he should Avatar state right now. That was important too. A huge emotional moment. Maybe the Avatar state's not as much of a thing in this show, perhaps? How's he gonna feel when Appa gets stolen? Damn it. Ah, there we go, okay. I was like, man, fuck, if this doesn't have it happen, what will? What are they thinking putting this here? And Katara's not gonna be the one to get him out of this? They don't have enough of a developed relationship for her to, but what? Yeah. I really do like Sokka. Man, Aang shouldn't be this hardcore already. You might want to give another pass at that one, buddy. You were drawing in a bit of anger there. Okay. So, it was okay? Man, core aspects of their characters' personalities have been largely abandoned. Big pros. Set design. Set design of this show is fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. I hope whoever was the main person for it gets a lot more work in the future. I do like Zuko and Iroh quite a bit. It's different but good. Sokka, I do like. The actor just needs to refine how he's playing him a little bit. Like, biggest negatives are Aang and Katara. They're just kind of dull. But you know that Katara was always the redheaded stepchild of the group, as far as original fans were concerned. But she was entertaining. She was fun. A little bit more of a stick in the mud in some ways, but not. But fun, good character. I had almost no sense of her in this episode, other than like the important story beats. Action's okay. I can't believe they skipped out on the Zuko room fight. They even went in there like it was gonna happen. Like, that's unbelievable. Legitimately the first amazing fight. That makes me think the fight choreography is probably not gonna get any better in this show. I might do one more episode. I did enjoy this, basically. It was fun, but... And I'm not demanding it be a direct adaptation. Hell no. But the things they're changing just make no sense. Aang really shouldn't be that hardcore. I'm gonna save the world already. I'm looking up the first season to see the episodes here, because if you're, it's a little bit more than that, but let's say you got 44 minutes to an episode, which it's more than that, but I'm not going to split hairs. A lot more than that, actually. This is probably closer to even with the first season of the animated show, but let's pretend it's just 16 episodes total worth of the first season. Trying to see here what you could probably skip if you had to. If you had to. And I'm not saying skip. I'd rather, if they're gonna do it a bit different. Kyoshi Warriors introduces Tsuki. That's important. Southern Air Temple, kind of already taken care of. King of Omashu. I don't want to say it, but Boomy might be cuttable. Like, there's a way to impart his importance of the show without him. Like, he's a great character, and I'm not saying he doesn't matter, but King of Omashu, looking at the episode list, is the first one where I'm like, that doesn't have to happen. Like, you could rewrite the story to cut Boomy out entirely if you had to. Same for Imprisoned, though it is a pretty important Katara episode. Winter Solstice, pretty damn necessary. Probably cut it down by half, though. So, waterbending scroll. We've kind of they already did cut it, pretty much. Jet. I'd say it's probably cuttable, the entirety of Jet's character. If you had to. I'm not saying... Yeah, it sounds like, fuck this character divide, that's just out. Storm, you have to have. Blue Spirit, have to have. Fortune Teller, you can cut. Bato, have to have. The Deserter, could cut, but I'd hope they wouldn't. Northern Air Temple, kind of same deal. Could cut it, I hope they don't. Everything else is necessary. Oh, it's only 20 episodes. But yeah, given that this was closer to like 50 57 minutes. It's probably maybe even longer than the first season, time-wise. So, like, why do they have this disastrous pacing going on? Unless, like, they completely change the direction of the story going forward. Like, let moments breathe a little bit. Not every conversation has to be so important. One of the things I always loved about Game of Thrones is really and truly, it felt like the characters were actually alive in the world they were in most of the time, and that you cared more when the important scenes did roll around. It's a silly example, I'm sorry, but it's what's coming to mind. When Tyrion's fucking this girl in the first episode at Winterfell, and Jamie comes in, you need it at the dinner. All right, close the door. Like, that's funny. It's still a needed scene because it establishes context of Tyrion going there, them being brothers, etc., etc., etc. But it's still fun. Bran climbing, although set up the much later horrible thing, was still like a nice, fun moment. That set up the mother-son relationship. She scolded him like it was fun. It wasn't just, and here's the important aspects of our world, and here's why you should care. Gran was just so dull here. Like, you, long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Like, just speeching out of nowhere, which I think it was funny that it was the intro, but good God. I bring up Game of Thrones because it is a useful example of a show that takes itself really seriously. It's a hardcore, serious business show. But it's still enjoyable. Breaking Bad, same way. No one would ever accuse that show of being for the kids. But it's entertaining. The characters aren't dull and lifeless and constantly spouting exposition. Like, both of those shows have immensely gripping stories. Game of Thrones perhaps a little less towards the end, but let's rate on the first half. Immensely gripping stories while never abandoning the core aspect of their characters being characters. Like, this war's been going on for 100 years. They should not be every day so down in the dumps. It's war. It's war. Which they had a little bit avoiding that. A little bit. So it's not hopeless here. Again, this is okay. Okay, but it's stepping down from amazing, which is what the TV show of old was. It's okay. I'm sure, I might even, I don't know, if there's a lot of interest in me finishing a reaction series to this, I will, but I kinda doubt it. Great recent example, although animated, so I'd rather. No, I was gonna bring up Arcane as a show that takes itself seriously, but it's still full of life. But Arcane being animated isn't useful for my examples here. The Dark Knight trilogy takes itself super fucking seriously, sometimes too much so, but it had characters who were just engaging in general. All of this is really directed irritation at Aang and Katara. It is a lot better than Shyamalan movie. That one was just a travesty. Next time.